Welcome to our YouTube channel again. This is Ethan Kose from Kose Trading, and today we have a beautiful product from Bang & Olufsen again. It is the Beomaster 8000 tuner and amplifier. The Beomaster 8000 has been produced in 1980 from 1985, and this beautiful product has been designed by the famous designer Jacob Jensen. And this version is actually the rosewood version, and also the Beomaster is very heavy. I think it's the most heavy amplifier product Bang & Olufsen has made. It's weigh around 21 kilos. The dimension is 67 times 37, and the height is only 15 centimeters. And this beautiful product has also a built-in rear amplifier, so where you can just directly connect your lovely Beogram F4000 if you are interested in that. Design of the Beomaster 8000 is very nice. It has a large display here at the right side, and it's a little bit familiar with the Beomaster 6000, but in the 8000 you have those two scrolling wheels, so you can scroll the FM signal and the volume and volume down at the right side. At here we have the programming. Lift it up, and you also have some options where you can adjust the treble, bass, and also you can see the signal, and you can also set it in mono and stereo if you're interested. And regarding the input, I think the Beomaster 8000 is one of the kind, because at here at my left side you can actually pull it down and you can actually see all the inputs. At the inputs we have the phono, tape 1 and tape 2, and we also have a AM signal, and we also have some right and left channel outputs. So that's very interesting, because it's just, you can just flip it out here and use the cable management, and you can just plug in right array, and you don't need to lean over the product or lift up the product. So that's very nice. So you can just put it in and close it up, and also it's not banging on the product, so it has a very nice damping feature. So you just press and it's going slowly up. In this episode we're gonna deassembling all the parts and see what's inside the Beomaster 8000. I have done it one time, but this won't be my second time. So yeah, I think this video will be okay long. There are some screws visible. I think I will start with take the screws out and see what we end with. And I think also there are some screws at the back where the output amplifier is sitting here. So I think each channel is producing 150 watts for the output channels. There's 2 channels inside this one. So yeah, this is gonna be very interesting. So so stay tuned. So first thing we need to do, let's try to unscrew all the visible screws. Underneath there's no visible screws here, but I can see 2 here. So let's try to remove those 2 screws and see what we end with. So the screws out, and let's try to lift off the plastic part. I think it's stuck. Nope. And here is a very dirty, dusty plastic part, and here you can actually switch on and off the speakers. So you can actually set, I think you can set 4 speakers into this one. You can also close it and switch it off if you are interested in that. So I can see there are some more screws are coming visible, so we just need to remove those. There's 2 screws we need to unscrew, so let's continue with that. And the last screws out. Also I recommend you at this point, let's take the safety band on, because I think at this point that would be great if you can have some Okay, this is still stuck, so maybe if we can get underneath this one. We have unscrewed the screws. Maybe there are some screws at the back here, but it will be very difficult to me to do. I think we need to. We need to. Here are some screws at the back. So I think I'm gonna remove all the screws at the back and see what we end with. We have finally removed all the screws at the back, and maybe we can. I think we can just remove this one. It's a plastic part where the fuse is holding, and I think we can just lift it up, and you can see there's some fuse, and you can go directly in and change if you're interested. So maybe we can lift this away. I'm not sure, but no, I think we can lift it up. I think we can lift it up. The complete block. Or what? Okay. Here is the complete aluminum part where the output channels are holding, and we also has some other stuff. So you can actually remove some around 10 screws at the back, and you can go directly change those big 4 capacitors here if you are interested in that. So let's continue, and I'm very interested to remove the panels and the aluminum parts because I don't want to scratch these because it's very hard to get it in very nice condition. So there's one screw here and also one screw here, but let's try to remove. Is it possible to remove that? No. I'm not sure if we can remove the glass part directly, but no, I'm not comfortable to remove that. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna remove the screw here and the screw here and see what we end with. So it was very difficult to remove this screw. It was very stuck. So let's try to see if we can remove anything from here. No. What about? And this one is something. I think this is stuck some way, but I don't even know how we. At the moment, I'm not sure what we're gonna do, but let's try to remove the screws from here and see what we end with. And we have finally removed the screws from here. I'm not sure how we're gonna lift it up, and I think we also need to cut some lines, and also these big aluminum blocks is the heatsink for the amplifier modules. So let's try to see underneath here if we have some screw left. Let's try to see if we can. No, there is no visible screw, so we are pretty much stuck in here. Let's try to see if we can do something. Okay, can we move this up? Yeah. The aluminium, and there's one screw here we can try to see if we can remove. We have removed the screw, and here there's some other part, aluminium block, and I think there's underneath there's some damping tool, so we need to remove that, press it down in some way, otherwise we can't remove it. Okay, I'm thinking I'm gonna leave it there. Let's try to see if we can remove this one. Here we go. We have removed the top plate, aluminium, the damping system was on this one. So it's going up and down. We're gonna put the plate aside. So next step will be, I think we can maybe remove this one. This Beomaster is very complicated and has a lot of screws, and yeah, you just need to check your time and see what we end with. And I think this one was a slight off, but yeah, so take your time. And I'm also a little bit new into this one, so yeah, and let's see what we end with. Here we can just lift those two hinges off. I think we can just remove it in some way, so we are able to lift it up. I'm not sure if I was supposed to do it like that. So let's try to move it down, and let's see if we can remove this input. So at the moment there are also some screws at the side. The screws are located at the side where the inputs are. There's 2 inputs for 2 channels, so total is 4 channels. We have finally removed the screws around here. I think we can just loosen up the input, but that's not necessary at this moment. And we are still pretty much stuck with this Beomaster 8000. I can't even remember how to remove this one. So give me some time and let's try to figure out how we're gonna do this and also end this video. All these 3 are loose, so there's some way we need to remove this one. I was looking at the service manual, so let's try to push here and this one be removed. So that was the problem. So yeah, let's try to continue to remove screws here, and the first one is here. So we have removed the screws from the glass, and I think we can just lift it up, and here is the glass for the Oh, that dropped something, but no, we will find it. Here's the glass. And here is the, I don't know how we can remove this one, but let's try to remove the connections. Go. Let's see if we can. Nope. I think this needs to wait a little bit. Nope. There's a cable here and cable here. It could be nice also if we can remove this one. But let's see if we can remove it from the side, but okay, let's try to leave it here like this, and let's remove the last screw here. Here we go, and this one is complete aluminum front. And let's try to remove the cables and remove this one here. So we're gonna cut the ground wire, and here is the complete aluminum, and it's like this. So we're gonna put this one aside. So we have actually removed all the parts, and it's actually easy to service also. It's just plug and play actually. So right now we're gonna remove this one. Let's just remove all the cables from the, I think that this one is the microprocessor. Yeah, it's supposed to be, yeah, this is the microprocessor. So let's try to see if we can remove all the connections from it one by one. So all the actually all the boards are directly connected to the to this board. So let's remove all the cables from here. And here we go. And here is the other board where you can control all the bass and treble and those signals. And here we go. So next step will be removing all the cables. So we have better visibility. The cables are here. Let's remove this one. And this one is connected to here, 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 and this one. Let's remove it. And this one is connected. Here is the preamplifier. Let's remove it, and the output connection is connected here. So that's very messed up. So let's remove the screw. Here, there's one screw we need to remove. And I think we should wait with this a little bit because I'm not sure if this, I think it's also a ground connection, but let's leave it here. Let's continue to remove the screws. There's interesting to remove this one, holding by some screws. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws we need to remove. So I'm gonna continue to do that. So we have got some little bit light in the room, and we have some problem. Not anymore, because this screw was actually fully damaged, so we couldn't remove it. But let's try to remove the display. And here's the display for the Beomaster 8000. Oh, and those red plastic can easily be removed. And this one is actually in very good condition. We're gonna put this one aside here. So let's try to remove the microprocessor. Remove the connection here. And there's one connection here, and the ground for it, and here is the microprocessor. I'll put it here. So next step is to remove all the connections, all the visible connections. So all the boards are connected to each other. So go, and let's try to see if we can remove, let's try to remove the screw. Go, remove this one, and I think just push these clips and it will actually easily come out. And this is the FM signal board. This is the PCB 1. Put it here. And this board is a FM interface. Let's try to see if we can remove that also. And here's the PCB board 2. And at the side we have the preamp. Let's see if we can remove the preamp also. Here we go. Here's the preamp and the PCB board 3. As you can see, there's the PCB board 3. So it's actually easy to remove all the PCB boards from the Beomaster 8000. And here's the transformer. I don't know why. If anybody can tell me why they have put this cable board on top of the power supplier, power transformer. I'm interesting to hear that. Next step will be, let's try to see if we can remove some cables here. I'm interested to remove this board. This is the power supply and remote receiver. I'm not sure we can remove it before. Here we go. Is any cables are holding? No. Also, here we go. Let's try to see if we can remove one of. Okay, there is some wiring is holding this board. I think we can just cut the wire here from this here. Here is the PC board 6, and it was the power supply and remote receiver. Let's see if we can. What can we do? The next step. I'm just removing the cables. So let's try to see if we can remove the panel. Panels are holding with this some clips. It's very easy to remove. Go, the first one. Okay, that was easy, and you can just pull it down. And here is the complete set panel for the Beomaster 8000, and we're gonna put it here. So we have removed the panels. And the panels was in a rosewood, a very nice color. So the next step will be removing the. Let's try to see if we can remove this board, but this board is holding by. I think first of all we need to cut some wires. Otherwise we can. See if we can remove the damping tool here. So I'm gonna remove there is some ground connection. So let's try to see if we can cut some of the wires. And this is also ground connection. So here is this input board where all the text are visible. This is actually the output amplifier board in here. I'm gonna remove this one. It's the tray. So at each side there is a output amplifier board. We also have the big transformer coil, capacitors. Let's try to see if we can remove that. And this one is a little bit stuck, so I'm gonna try to remove it again. This is the damping for the aluminium. For it can go up and down, but it's still stuck. Here we go. Let's see what we can go on with. It's a very complicated system, the Beomaster 8000. So I'm gonna just check it nice and easy. and see if we can remove some parts. Let's try to cut here. And this is the output. Can we remove it? No, there's some screws we need to remove. Gonna do that. Okay, that's these two screws is very odd where they're sitting, so I'm gonna leave it there and see if we can remove it later. And here we have the headphone input. Okay, so I think we should move this one up because there's some screws at the back we need to remove. There's 2 screws at each side. I don't think we can remove it like this, but I think you need to move out because part where I can remember. Okay, let's try to remove those 2 screws from the power supply. We have removed the screws, and let's try to lift it up, and let's save it here because this one is connected directly to the cord, so we don't want to damage the cord, and when we remove the capacitors we can just leave it there. So let's try to see anyway, but we still need to remove this screw. So this screw is removed, so I'm still interested to remove. So at the back there are some 2 screws, one here, and one here, and one here we need to remove. So I'm gonna do that. All the 4 screws are removed, so let's try to lift up the big block and see if we can remove the output. I can't remember how we did it last time, but remove these 2 cables. Here we go. These 2 cables are up, and we still haven't figured out how we gonna remove the output amplifier. I'm very interested how Bang & Olufsen has put this output amplifier right here, because there is some plastic holding for each side, so they must have slided in some way. And these 2, I think they can be lifted up some way, another way. No. What if we... So I'm not interested to cut these wire because this output amplifier is gonna be sold like as it is. So I'm interested to remove it. And here is the left speaker 1 or speaker 2. What if we can... So how they even put this board inside here, because it's stopped, but why not just and see we can work with other things here. The big capacitors are sitting here. There we go. Here we go, this one is up, and it could be nice if we can, okay, this is also interesting, but we still need to remove some parts here, and so let's just cut this one and remove the here's the power small transformer for the Beomaster 8000. Let's remove this ball cable. Okay, so we have removed here. And is it possible to remove? So how are we gonna do that? There are some cables, blue, red and white. And let's try to see if we can cut all of this tape they have used to hold the cable together, and see if we can remove it. So we have removed all the cable holder. Let's see if we can. These two are connected here, and there's no connections. So all these 3 wires are connected to this board. So I don't even have the opportunity to remove it all together. But if I cut it right here, it can be possible. So I'm gonna do that. And also cut the wire from here. That's very, very interesting. Here we go. So the wire is cut from here, and I think we just need to see. Also cut the wire from the output, from the left and right channel for speaker right. So I think we can just remove it. It's gonna be very challenging to remove. This is gonna be very challenging to remove from here, but at the end, it's a success. Here is the output channel, front the right side, and we're gonna do the same process at the left side. So remove the board first, and you just need to cut the wires from the right input channel. Remove that first. Here's the left side input for 1 and 2 speaker. We also just need to cut the wire from the headphone input. The next step is to cut the wire from here, and underneath here we also need to cut the wire, but it's also gonna be challenging to do that, but here we go. It's free, but let's try to see if we can. So the Olufsen engineers have a lot of engineering time to remove, but I think they have connected cables after they have installed this board, but it's pretty impossible to remove it, but Why the hell? Here we go. Here is the output channel, amplifier, and PCB board 5 for the left side. So we are coming to the end for the Beomaster 8000, and we are still continuing to remove some parts. The table is messed up, and so yeah, I think this one is going out from the back side. I don't know, I can't even remember how we removed this big block last time. So that's also gonna be very interesting to do. So let's try to see if we can get a better visibility. Move this one. Is there anything we can do? See if we can see underneath here. I think if this one is pretty stuck. If we remove the screws down here. Yeah, you know what? Let's try to remove all the screws around and see what's gonna happen. So we have finally removed all the screws, and let's try to see if we can. No. And let's remove all this cables. This one is very heavy, so I can't remember how we did it last time. This big block, I think it's gonna sit there forever. So the mission is to remove this one. Okay, I can see one screw is left. There's one screw right here we need to remove. Okay, I think the big boy is gonna come out here. There's one screw also left here. And one here. Just remove all the there's so many screws we have missed. And here. And here. Okay, let's try to see if we can remove the bottom part. Yeah, here is the bottom chassis. And we also have this one. So let's try to see if we can remove. I think it's still stuck. Okay, there's 2 more screws you need to remove. The last screw is out. And let's try to see. I think it's gonna come out soon. But let's try to see. Oh! Okay. Here is the complete chassis frame. And the big transformer board is out. And it's here, and we also have the type number. The type number is 1901, and the serial number is also located right here. So we have actually removed all the parts. So I'm gonna clean up the table, bring all the parts at here, and see what we have. So at this moment we have fully removed all the parts from the Beomaster 8000. Here we have a plastic part. I just took the necessary and most interesting parts. Here is the plastic chassis for on-off switch from each speaker. And here we have the PCB board 3, and this is the preamp. And here we have the PCB board 6. This is the power supply and remote receiver. This was located right here. And we have the glass. Here we have the aluminium where this was centered. And it was also very hard to remember how we gonna remove it, but after we have looked into the service manual, you just need to press here and move it to the left side. Here we have the PCB board 1, the FM board, and the PCB board 2 FM interface. And here we have the PCB board 8. This is for display. And here we have the PCB board is for the microprocessor. It's supposed to be PCB board 9. And where's the 9 mark? There's no 9 mark, but we know what it is. And here we have the, I think it's the PCB board, I think it's PCB board, I can't remember this one, but I think it's a keyboard, secondary keyboard, PCB board 11. No marks. So here we have the power supply transformer. We have the right input for speakers. Here we have the keyboard. This is going to be set like this. It's a complete set. And we also have the wooden cover. I think it was pretty much it, but we still have various big aluminium grills. This one is very nice. And the last one is the output channel preamp. No, it's output amplifier with the cooling pad and the board. So we are actually pretty much finished with Disassembling Beomaster 8000. It took a little bit long what I expected, but we are fully ended. So I hope you will subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment. Also like this video, I'll be very happy. So have a nice day and stay tuned.